when BirdFair very first started, I think there was a 1 year where it was a 1 day wildfowl bonanza. But then the next year I met Tim Appleton, and he said, we're thinking about making it a bit bigger. And we're looking for, I just won Bird Illustrator of the Year, British Birds Magazine Bird Illustrator of the Year. And because of that, he said, would you like to come along as the artist? So obviously I jumped at the chance, and I've been going ever since. How many, 30, whatever it is, years. So I used to have a stand selling my work, but then gradually over time, it's evolved into to doing the background for the mural and trying to now liaise with the artists and get them involved. But I was, for 26 years, I was a full-time professional wildlife artist illustrator. But then with having small kids at the time and mortgage, etc., I then, about 15 years ago, I retrained as a teacher. And that led on to working in the prison service, as one does. Not as an officer. I wasn't an officer, but I was working in industries, and then latterly working on IT within the prison service. But I've just not retired. I haven't retired. But I've left the prison service now, and I'm going back to doing the full-time wildlife art and other art. It's not just wildlife, it's portraiture, it's pets, it's landscapes, the whole thing. So every year at the Bird Fair we have a mural, or as we like to call her, Muriel. Always the nicknames come out. But yeah, so every year we have a mural which is linked to the Bird Fair's project of the year. And this year it is the seabirds, and particularly with saving the bycatch, where the ships go out, particularly with long lining. And obviously the birds go down, pick up the bait, which has got a hook on it and catches the birds, the seabirds, which is awful for everyone, particularly obviously the seabirds, which are now greatly endangered. But also it's not good for the fishermen because it wastes their bait, etc. So people have come up with a fantastic idea of what they call torry lines, which is such a simple, cheap way of stopping birds going down for the bait. And it's just when they put the long lines out, which can go on, and I hadn't realised this, the lines can be like 27 miles of line. All baited and hooked, but as it goes down into the water, the birds come down and seize the bait. But the torry lines are just extra lines that go out that have got streamers on them, and that's enough. It's a cheap, wonderfully cheap, easy solution, but it's a matter of getting out there and promoting this to fishermen around the world. So that's what this year's project is. So for the mural, we are doing 3 different areas. We've got the Falkland Islands for this one. The next panel is Marion Island, which is south of, quite a long way south of Cape Town. And then for the final panel, we're going to be working on South Sea Island, Fiji, and around Fiji. So there's still quite a lot of work to do with the backgrounds at the moment. So what happens is I do the backgrounds along with, we have had collaborators. So had Rob Banbury helping yesterday and Mark Andrews. So we do the background, and then over the course of the 3 days of the fair, which has got, I forget how many artists, but 50 odd artists, I think there. And so we, rather cheekily, we asked the artists if they would spend some time over the fair to come along and populate these boards, fill the backgrounds up with birds. We have a list of specific birds that are found around seabirds in this case, around the Falkland Islands, Marion and the South Pacific. And so over the course of the 3 days, gradually these boards fill up with birds. And it's phenomenal. People love it, particularly people who do go for the 3 days, to see it as it is, and then by the end of it, They have all the birds completely covering the background. This year, we're very happy to say that we've got a place already for the Falklands mural. It's going to, I believe, Port Stanley. They've actually got a wall space for it, so that's wonderful. It's not just a bird fair event, it's actually got a destination. We've got somewhere in Cape Town, although I don't think they've actually specified which wall it's going to go onto, but they've said they'll accept that. So that's fantastic. That's got a destination as well. We're still looking for somewhere for Fiji or the South Pacific, but hopefully we will get a place in Fiji for it. So that's why this year, normally I would do just one overall vista, if you like, but this year we're doing three because they're being split up and sent around the world. We've decided to do three completely separate panels. So even if it's stylistically they're different, it doesn't matter because they'll be seen in isolation. Completely loosen up. You have to, because you're painting big. I mean, I know I'm sort of fiddling about here, but generally speaking, I mean, that was, you just knock it in with a roller, and you don't have time really to fiddle too much, and it's very liberating. In fact, Rob, who did the majority of this particular panel, was quite surprised. He said he was quite surprised in how much he enjoyed the loosening up process, which he said he doesn't normally do. The joy for me is that, you know, I mean, I know I put birds on to start with this one, but normally it's just completely birdless or one or two little birds, and then over the course of the 3 days of Bird Fair, Friday's pretty slow because people have just set up. They want to welcome the punters onto the stands, so it's quite slow. Maybe one or two people will put a bird on. But Saturday and then particularly Sunday, it's lovely when you've got 5 or 6 different artists all working at it at the same time.
That'd be good, yeah.
Yeah, well, you get the banter, you get people stopping and chatting, and yeah, there's a real buzz about the place. And again, over the 3 days, to see it being populated with birds, and it's, I mean, that's nice and bleak and isolated, but by the end of the 3 days, it will have birds all over it, you know.